Hello everybody, we've got a new old school RuneScape post, Integrity Survey Follow-up. So, this Integrity Survey Follow-up. Over last week, they had a survey where we could tell them how we feel about several key issues the community are facing. Click here to see my video on that. The survey is now closed and this is the results as seen from the website. The first question, how should they deal with AFK training magic through splashing? 54% say they don't believe it needs to be dealt with. 15% said that they think it needs to be fixed after the community has agreed on a solution, and 31% say they believe it should be fixed without a poll. The second question, how should they deal with AFK training using full guthans in Nightmare Zone? 56% say they don't believe it needs to be dealt with. 16% say they believe it should be fixed after the community has agreed on a solution, and 29% said that they believe it should be fixed without a poll. The third question is about commission staking. Commission staking is basically getting another player to do your stake for you, and then you split the profit. 44% said that they don't believe it needs to be dealt with. 24% say they believe it should be fixed after the community has agreed on a solution, and 32% said they believe it should be fixed without a poll. The fourth question, how should they deal with players exchanging old school wealth for RuneScape 3 wealth, and vice versa? 51% said they don't believe it needs to be dealt with. 21% say that they believe it should be fixed after the community has agreed on a solution, and 27% say they believe it should be fixed without a poll. And finally, the fifth question said, how should they deal with untradeable combat items being retrieved for free when lost in PvP areas? 55% said they don't believe it needs to be dealt with. 27% say they believe it should be fixed after the community has agreed on a solution via a poll, and 18% said they believe it should be fixed without a poll. So, what can we see from these results? The overriding thing that they can see is there's no consensus within the community as to how they should deal with these issues. Due to this, they need to make a decision on how to proceed with each issue. Below, they hope to explain why they have taken the decisions they have. So, first of all, splashing. The key issues they had to consider when it came to splashing was that it's always been a part of old school. However, until random events were removed, it was something which wasn't appealing to players. Of course, there are those who think that splashing should remain as an easy way to level magic. However, they think if everyone could get 99 magic easily, any future update to the magic skill would be made redundant. What they have decided to do is to immaculate the effect of random events if you're splashing. So, if you're splashing in an area where you can receive random events and not interacting with the game for a long period of time, your account will stop auto-retaliating. So their decision has been to make it so if you're in an area that can receive a random event and you're splashing, then you will stop auto-retaliating in the fight. This will reduce a large amount of splashes. Obviously there's still areas where you can't get random events. It's unclear whether or not you'll be able to do it on PvP worlds, but I think this is really going to reduce splashing, and there will still be ways for players to do it. Next, the Nightmare Zone. Out of all the options, AFK training using guthans in Nightmare Zone received the least amount of support to be changed. There are two things they had to consider which they believe make this significantly different to splashing. Firstly, the account you need in order to AFK in Nightmare Zone requires significant investments in terms of levels and equipment to take advantage of this. Secondly, they've polled numerous changes specifically to combat this, and they have failed to pass. As such, they think it's unwise to make a change without passing a poll. And they're more open to poll good suggestions, so please let them know if you've got any. Next, commission staking. They've been running numerous investigations into commission staking, and the friend chats which surround these. Over 60% of the bans that they currently make for real-world trading come from activities related to commission staking friend chats. These may be the hosts, owners of the friend chats, or just players taking part. Currently they have removed over 10 billion GP from these accounts, which is destined to be traded. The premise of players being able to give their friends money who will stake it on their behalf is something which is really positive and not something they want to discourage. However, they cannot ignore the organised commission staking friend chats are acting as a front for real world traders. As such, from now, they'll be considering anyone taking part of a commission staking friend chat that is hosting, participating or advertising as involved in real world trading. In effect, commission staking is now against the rules. If you see someone advertising a commission staking friend chat, please report them under offensive language. If you see a commission staking friend chat itself, please report them under real world trading category. If you've got any information of active commission staking friend chats and the names of the ranks, you can report them to Jagex in the commission staking forum thread. Off the back of this, they have redesigned the report abuse screen to include a new option to report other players that are harassing you. So commission staking is effectively against the rules. You can stake with your friends, but if you're doing organised commission staking, then you're not allowed to do that. Next, gold swapping. Although this process is unofficial, it does give a surface to players who want to play old school using bonds. Currently, about 8% of old school players use bonds, and they think it will be unfair to stop them being able to do this. So that's all they've said about gold swapping. I was expecting a little more there, but basically they're keeping it at the moment, so players that use bonds to get old school membership can do that. Next, untradeable items in the wilderness. With this issue, they don't see an overwhelming desire for them to change anything. If you die in level 20 wilderness, you will drop all untradeable items as gold, which seems to be a good middle ground. However, if anyone does have ideas for ways to improve this, please let them know. And in other news, some unusual chickens have appeared in Lumbridge. How strange. I'm assuming that means they've made some kind of strange chicken because it's Thanksgiving in America? So I guess if you want to see them, go to Lumbridge. If you want to discuss this update, please go on the forums or in my comments below. Later today, Content Poll 28 will be going live. This poll will include the highly anticipated Snake Boss, as well as this year's Christmas event and a few smaller in-game tweaks. Keep an eye on your nearest poll booth. This poll is sure to go down in old school history. So if you want to see my video on that, please click here. Today's Thursday, so 5 PM British time, the old school team are going to be doing their Q&A on the RuneScape Twitch.tv channel. Mod Ghost will be modelling the Snake Boss live as the rest of the team answer our top old school questions. Make sure you tune in, and if you missed it, you can always watch on the archive on the Twitch channel. If you want to keep up to date with the old school team, make sure you follow them on Twitter. That's at JagexArchie, at JagexAsh, at Jagex_Ghost, at Jagex_In, at JagexJohnC, at JagexMackK, at JagexReach, at JagexRonant, and at JagexWeth. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share, and if you want to keep up to date with old school RuneScape updates, devlogs, and polls, please subscribe. I've been Lewis. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.